Good afternoon, villagers. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody.
We're standing in Benicia right now.
Beautiful downtown Benicia, California.
We had an appointment today, so we decided to go ahead and just go live from here. How you doing? Hope everything is going well.
Where's everybody?
Hello, Jeff. How are you doing? Of course, I'm Arnie.
And I'm Doug.
You're watching Pepper Tree Villa. This is your daily dose of Disney. Let's go around and walk around just a bit, just find some shade over here.
Let's go over here.
So, yeah, we're just kind of in a parking lot at the moment, but I want to get in a shaded area so that it's not quite as glary. How's the sound? Hopefully there's not too much wind. Hello, Lorena. How are you?
Yeah, we might want to do a block.
So
Too windy.
is it too windy or is the sound okay right here?
We can go up to the building.
Yeah, if it's okay. Hi, Freedom. How are you? Hi, Pam's fam.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. Hopefully everything's going okay out there. Sound is good? Okay, great. Not too much wind. That's a good thing. Wonderful. Okay.
Pacific breeze.
So we are looking to... Oh, good. You're fabulous. Hello, Zachary. Good to have you here. Okay, good. Sound is good. Hey, D&G. Thanks for joining.
Hi, guys.
Good to have you here, guys.
They're going to be on.
They're going to be on.
live.
Yeah, they're going to be on live later on tonight. So is Zachary. So let's go ahead and get started with our daily dose of Disney. It is September 18th, 2019, and this is your daily dose of Disney. Now, for the first item that we're looking at, got the notes there?
1917.
Yeah, 1917 is the birth date of a very famous voice actress. Her name is June Foray. Now, for those of you that don't know that name, you may be familiar with a little film called Mulan. She was the voice of Grandma Fa. What else did she do?
And Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, she was in Rocky and Bullwinkle because she played the voice of Rocky. And she did a lot of voices for Warner Brothers and Disney. Just a lot of voice. She was just a great voice character actress.
She passed away at 100. And the reason why we're bringing that up is I actually got to meet and sit and have dinner with her at the Mulan event in 1998 in Walt Disney World at the Disney Institute. So I actually have a picture with her.
Yeah,
And
so-
I posted it when she
so
passed away. It was really sad.
Doug has a definite personal connection
That's
to
why we're
June,
bringing that
to
up.
June Foray. So that was in 1917. Now let's go forward a bit. Hello, Noah. Thank you for being here. Let's go forward a bit. In 1928, on this day, Walt Disney had filed a copyright request.
Trademark.
Yeah, he wanted a trademark, and he actually was able to trademark. His trademark application was granted for Mickey Mouse on this day in 1928. So even before the cartoon came out, Mickey Mouse was trademarked. So Walt was thinking ahead. I know for a fact that he was definitely thinking about that because of what had happened with him with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
He lost it all.
He didn't want anything taken from him again like that. So he did the right thing in getting a trademark for Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Let's go forward a bit here. And then we have, let's see, keep going with those notes that I had. Okay,
Oh,
1982. 1982. There was a guy named Ron Schneider. Now, no one would know who this is unless you do some research to find out who he is. But you've heard of this little place called Epcot and a little attraction called Journey into Imagination. Well, Ron Schneider played the original Dreamfinder in the parks. He had originally been working at Disneyland and flew out to Orlando on this day. So on this day, he flew out to Epcot and started his career at Florida as the Dreamfinder. And of course, he also had Figment as one of the characters that he carried with him in the park.
That's a good picture. So yeah, we've all seen who he was. And then
Yeah.
1986.
Yeah, 1986. Now, if you saw my tweet and my Instagram, and actually the thumbnail for this broadcast, you will see Captain EO. Specifically, Captain EO in California. And that's because on this day in 1986, Captain EO premiered at Disneyland in the Magic Eye Theater. Hey, Mike Wheeler, how are you?
Mike.
Good to have you here. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Disneyland, you know exactly where the Magic Eye Theater is. For those of you that don't know Disneyland, the Magic Eye Theater is located in the same complex as Space Mountain. It used to be an open air stage, and then back in the 80s, they closed it up and made it an enclosed movie theater to house Captain EO. They used to host the movie during evenings of Magic Journeys when that first 3D technology from Kodak came out, and then they changed it to Captain EO.
So yeah, that's a little tidbit about Captain EO, but it came, wow.
Yeah,
And then 1987, D&G should love this. In 1987, on this day, DuckTales was released or premiered.
Yeah.
So that's the start of basically the Disney afternoon of the late 80s.
Yeah, now remember the Disney afternoon didn't come out until September of 1990, as I covered earlier this month. So,
But what started it
yeah,
was
you know
DuckTales.
what? That would be a woo. That would definitely be stuck in your head all day long.
But it was 1987. I was in junior high. I remember it vividly.
Yeah. Now think about this also.
In 1989.
In 1989, 2 years later, on the very same day, September 18th, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers premiered. So that's two powerful Disney cartoons in the late 80s that came out on September 18th.
And then
Yeah. The year 2000.
Oh,
Here's
this is
kind of
kinda cute.
this is a cute one. Now, how many of you know Anne Hathaway, Julie Andrews? They did this little movie called Princess Diaries. It was directed by Gary Marshall as well. In that movie, when that movie started production, it started in San Francisco. The casting was a lot of the principal photography was in San Francisco. They started photography this day in San Francisco in the year 2000. So 19 years ago today, they started production in San Francisco
That's
of the
crazy.
Princess Diaries.
And then in 2004, Cameron McIntosh's Mary Poppins actually started
Yeah, it
for
started.
limited.
It started in a small theater in Bristol, England. So before it hit the West End, I'm sure they do the same thing for shows for the West End that they do for Broadway. And if a show premieres in Broadway, it usually is on the road first to work out all the problem spots, maybe rewrite some scenes or some music or whatever, and then they go ahead and premiere on Broadway once it's all done. They start their previews and then they premiere. So
Yeah, we got to see what was the musical that we saw. It was they were still tooling with it here in San Francisco before it actually premiered in Broadway in New York City.
yeah,
That was
Legally
Blonde.
we
So
saw Legally Blonde.
we didn't ever see what was the the final
And then-
premiere, but it got tooled a little
Yeah,
bit.
and there's another show that we had an opportunity to see, but we passed on it before it hit Broadway. A little show called Wicked. It started in San Francisco, and we said, "Nah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see The Wizard of Oz." Well, turns out
It was one of
I
the best
did
musical.
want to see The Wizard of Oz.
And we saw it in LA, we saw it in San Francisco. We've
Yeah.
seen it quite a few times.
Yeah,
We try to
loved
get to a lot of live theater. And then in 2015 I call it officially unofficial, but Dapper Days. Dapper Days pretty much started in Disneyland in 2011.
Yeah,
But they didn't really.
yeah. But see, it started in 2011, and what it was just the desire of some people that longed for the days of when Disneyland first opened in the mid 50s. People would actually dress up to go to the park. They would wear their Sunday best. They would dress up ties and slacks for the men. The women wear shirts, or skirts and high heel shoes. They would really play it up. That was back in the 50s. And of course now, if you're not wearing athleisure wear, you're overdressed,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, so we've done Dapper Days in the fall in 2017. So
yeah,
if you
we
got to
did.
do Dapper Days, it's now in all the parks.
Yeah, you know what? Being there at Dapper Days is so much fun,
It is.
freedom. It is a lot of fun. I loved it. The last time Doug looked like a newsie when we dressed up, and
I was a mercantile owner, so I look like I owned the Emporium. So I have a picture of
that's
me.
right. He had a photo bomb with Goofy.
Goofy,
Goofy photo bombed his picture in front of the Emporium at Disneyland.
I have my jaunty vest and my hat. And
So-
I look like I was.
You'd have to go back. Hey, Two Real Geeks, thanks for being here.
So yeah, Dapper Days is amazing. Now there's an expo. It's like
Look,
3 days.
Mike loved Legally Blonde the musical.
Yes, it's absolutely it was brilliant.
It's a fun show. It's just a fun show. So anyway, with that in mind, in 2011, Dapper Day started. But on this day, 2015, at Disneyland, it started, and it really expanded at that point. By this time, they had a Friday night dinner. They had an expo at the Disneyland Hotel where you could buy and sell things. And then also, they had an old-time car show in the Disneyland Hotel parking lot. So awesome Pixie. Freedom, you'd actually have to be subscribed to our Instagram and go back to I believe it's early November 2017 in the
Right.
feed, and you'll see pictures of us at Dapper Days.
Start posting those.
That it's so much fun. Yeah, you know what? I'll have to go back in my archives and maybe do that again and post some pictures of us at Dapper Days. So, so that is about it for the history portion. Now, let me tell you what's going on tonight. Matthew and Lauren. Hey, great to see you. We saw you last night on a vlog, actually. We were watching Bob and Ashley. They have posted some recent vlogs of their trip to Disneyland during D23. Matthew, you were part of it, of course. And then, of course, we also saw the one from More Sunshine Please. Jim kind of yelled at you in the log on Splash Mountain. That was hysterical.
Reliving our past.
Yeah, good to see you. As a matter of fact, Freedom, it's interesting that Freedom's there because she was one person that was, I think you were in the log when we broke the log, when we broke Splash Mountain and the log bottom out in the flume. I think Freedom was there in our group. So,
That is so funny.
yeah, it was hilarious, Matthew. It was very funny. So anyway, coming up on tonight's, the Disney YouTube network, we have several things happening. Now, Zach is in the stream right now. Zachary Pollux, he does he does 2 shows a week, Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. He does Disney trivia. So he's just starting it up and gets some, see, Freedom says, yes, she was there. She was in the log when it broke and we had to be evacuated from Splash Mountain. So Zachary Pollux does Disney trivia on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then also at 7 p.m. tonight, there is a premiere episode of Disney Nerd Herders. They will be hosting Jim of More Sunshine Please during a live broadcast that they're doing.
That'd be cool.
Okay, great, Zachary. Good. Make sure that you put it out there and advertise it. Thank you, Zach. Also tonight, D&G Explorers is in our stream. They're going to be live tonight, starting
While
at
they're packing for their cruise.
starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. D&G, Derek and Gregory will be doing their show live tonight. They're going to be talking about their upcoming cruise. They leave for their cruise on Sunday. I'm so excited for them.
Yes.
They've already been packing, and I think the cats want to go with them.
Yeah, the cats have been packing, trying to get in the suitcase.
Oh, look at that little explorer. That would be Derek. He's already packed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm excited about the stream too. So hopefully we can get home and do that. And then also tonight, the This and That crew. I forget what channel they're on. I did not catch that, but it's going to be on one of the 4 guys' channels. So go ahead and look that up. That is at 9 p.m. Also at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. There is Theme Park Fix. You're not going to want to miss that one either. Oh, it's on Shep's channel tonight. Okay. So tonight also at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, we have Theme Park Fix. That is with 2 real geeks who happens to be in the stream right now. Danny and his buddy Miguel will be doing their own show called Theme Park Fix. Well, they'll be discussing theme parks. It is on Miguel's channel tonight. His channel is called Miguel the Annual Pass Holder. So don't miss out on that.
So original.
I love that
I know,
channel's
just
name. I
the
mean, come
whole
on.
name.
You see the name Annual Pass Holder and immediately you think, I need to subscribe.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gone there, subscribe to that channel as well when you're there on the stream tonight. Oh, good. It's about Six Flags Great Adventures. Thank you for that information, Danny. Good to have that. If you haven't liked the video, if you're going in and out of the stream, make sure that you press that like button. That really does help the video for the analytics of YouTube. It really does help.
Really?
Yeah. And then, oh, look, I just got an alert that someone named I Am Captain Emo liked the photo. Captain EO on Instagram. They just liked the photo that I posted on Instagram. So anyway, people, thank you so much for joining. Tomorrow morning, Ben will be premiering his video, Life with Ben. It is a vlog about Disneyland. If I remember correctly what he told me, it's
Yeah.
a lot of visuals of the park, and he does very little narration, so you'll be able to really enjoy and immerse yourself in Disneyland and California Adventure. So make sure you check that out video tomorrow morning, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific time. And then, of course, we'll be back tomorrow with an episode of the Daily Dose of Disney. Mike, we're actually on our way to pick up the
Let's do it
package.
right now.
We actually have to go to the post office right now to pick up the package.
So It's gonna happen.
So yeah, that's
I was
definitely
gonna
going to
do it earlier, but our time.
The time just didn't work out. So yeah, we're going to be
Busy
doing
today.
that. But Mike, thank you so much for that package, everyone. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Dose. We'll be here again tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Oh, you got a package today too. Great.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that, Danny. That's awesome. So this has been the Daily Dose of Disney. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Doug.
This is all part of Pepper Tree Villa, and I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I got a bill in the mail today. Yeah, we don't like those. So I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Daily Dose of Disney for all of you, the villagers. In the meantime, everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Bye bye.
We'll see